All right. So, how was your vacation? You went camping, right?
I did. I went camping at Garner State Park in Texas over the break.
Yes.
I sure did. And oh, it was so fun and pretty. The kids loved it. Mainly
Well,
the
how did
boys.
you enjoy not having uh internet though for that entire time?
Oh, that no, I didn't like that. Only
Yeah.
because I felt cut off from the world. But also, there were so many things that I wanted to Google just daily. Like, I should Google this. Oh, wait. Damn.
Yeah, when I got that first message from you that said I don't have, what did you say? I don't have signal except for by the entrance.
Yep.
And I tried to message you back and it did not go through.
Nope. I only had Wi-Fi signal. I didn't even know you could call over Wi-Fi. Whatever. I'm old.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nesta was like, you can hook up to their Wi-Fi and then call or text and stuff. And I was like, no, I did not.
Wow.
But yeah, it was beautiful. It's a place I want to go back to over the summer because I bet it'd be fun to swim in. There were people who were swimming, but it was pretty chilly.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
And the water in the river, so clear.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
So how was the drive back?
Drive back was uneventful. Also, I slept for most of the time,
Oh, that would explain it. So you basically time traveled.
basically. Now
Nice.
the drive there, though, Dad had just bought the camper a new spare tire, the trailer, a spare tire, before the trip. And he put it on just before we left. And one of the campers, the older one,
No, no.
on the way there. Luckily, we had that spare that he put on. If we didn't, we'd have been screwed because where were we? We were pretty far. Maybe 3, 4 hours away.
Wow.
And also, Thanksgiving break. I need to stop doing this where I schedule us driving either on the way there or on the way back over like a holiday, especially the
Yeah.
day of. Because on the way back, we were all nervous because if we blew out a camper tire, Thanksgiving Day. Yeah,
There
so
should
we're
be
like,
some emergency tire places that would still be open. I don't know how far they would be from you.
yeah. And plus, well, luckily it didn't blow while we were still in the hills because it was when we were like 20, 30 minutes away from the park when we lost signal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would not have been a fun time.
Mm-mm.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, aside from that, I think Aiden wants to live out. I think he's going to be an outdoorsman. He's like,
I don't
I'm
blame
going to
him.
come back. I'm going to come back here and climb that mountain. Or it was a hill, but it was pretty, pretty tall hills. He's like, I'm going to swim. I want to live here. And I was like, all right, man. When you get, older, when you're a grown up, you can do what you want. And he was pointing out campers and he's like, I'm going to buy me a camper like that. Or he said something like that. And I was like, all right, just go to school, do good in school, go to college, do good in college, get a good job. You can buy whatever you want, man.
Yeah. Like, I want to be that, like living outside. Well, not outside, but, living in
In
really nice places like that.
in the boonies.
Yeah, I would love to be able to live near the redwoods. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, it's gorgeous. At least
Mm-hmm.
from the pictures I've seen. I haven't been to the redwoods. I would suggest that we all go to Garner for our next friends trip, but the cabins there are basically how do oh they're basically screen rooms with roofs overhead. Yeah,
That
the
sounds
cabins,
awful.
they were definitely more tailored for folk who, didn't need AC or whatever. So I was like, maybe not, maybe not. Also, they're pretty small, so I don't think you could fit everyone. Looked like a 2, 3 person thing.
Yeah, that would be awful because I need air conditioning even when it is 40 degrees outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was nice and chill while we were there. Not too hot, not too cold. Well, actually, the first night, and then the morning after, it was freezing. There was ice on the truck and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Freezing.
Yeah, we had a nice little cold front move through.
I was like, is this camper gonna tip over? That would suck if this tips over. But no, it
That
didn't
that,
tip over.
that would be awful. Like, y'all just wake up in the morning with, like, y'all are on the roof.
Yep. So, how was your week? Did I ask you already?
Oh,
I don't think I did.
no. No. We've been listening to you rant for the last 10 minutes. No. My week was okay, but
Okay.
Thanksgiving got a little out of hand.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I already had a suspicion that somebody in my family was going to start something. And when she got here, she was fine. But then after, I don't know, about an hour and a half, she just flat out called my mother a cunt.
Oh,
And
man.
yeah, no. And so the rest of the family had to basically push her out the door and tell her she wasn't welcome back over here, which is kind of sad because she's family, but
Yeah.
she has difficulties right now.
Yeah. Ugh.
And then I was excited after that though because then the Cowboys won, and that made my whole day.
The Cowboys won, eh?
Yep, I'm an unabashed Cowboys fan, so
Yep. So is my whole, well, all of my in-laws, or all of my in-laws. At least the men.
so I don't know if you heard, but there was something that I guess Washington fans felt was kind of disrespectful, but after the Cowboys scored one of their touchdowns, they went over to the giant Salvation Army bucket that they keep on the ground there,
Yeah.
and they had stashed turkey legs in the bucket, and so they unwrapped them and started eating them on the field after they scored one of the touchdowns near the end of the game.
That's funny.
Yeah, Washington didn't find it so funny. They found it disrespectful.
I bet. I'm sure they were meaning to, get under their, what's
Yeah,
it called? Almost said nails. Skin.
yeah. Get under their nails. Anyway, that was basically my entire week. It was just yesterday. Or well, Thursday, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry about the family drama, man. That sucks.
Yeah, you know what sucks worse though is that we're not having game night this week.
Not happy about it. Not happy about it. I mean, I love my niece. So I'll be there. Oh, gosh.
Well, anyway, are we ready to get into it then?
I am ready.
Hit him with the intro, Tasha.
Welcome to What M Dreams. I'm one of your hosts, Tasha, and I'm here with
Dustin.
and we're here to talk to you about dreams. Dreams, dreams, dreams.
Okay, so I only had like one dream this week that I wrote down. And then I had another dream that I know I texted you about because it was ridiculous. But I don't remember. Do you remember if I told you three of my dreams last week or just two? Or maybe it was four? I don't remember.
You did three.
I did three? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then I've got several that I can still use.
Mm.
All right. And you had some pretty interesting dreams from what I can gather.
Mm.
You want to go first?
Sure.
All
I'll
right.
start with a short one. I don't think I talked about last time. Did I do Ernesto Fit Run?
No.
Okay, this one's short. I dreamt that I was by Ernesto, of course, and he was about to go out exercising, and I dreamt that he was getting much fitter, much more toned, muscular, skinny. And I dreamt that I noticed this. Now it was a weird detail to notice. And I was like, wow, he's getting much more fit. And he was tan, and he had a watch on for some reason. He doesn't wear watches, not often anyway,
Okay.
unless he's being
Yeah.
fancy. But it was one of those fit watches, I guess. And he was like, I'm about to go out for a run. And I was like, a run? A run? You're gonna go for a run? He's never gone for a run. And I was like, okay. And he was meeting up with some other athletic buddies. And I was like, this is odd. This is odd. And that's all I remember of
Yeah.
that dream.
That definitely does not sound like the Nesto I know. They'd be like, I'm just going to go for a run.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes for a bike ride, and that's already weird.
Yeah. He hasn't done it in a while, but yeah, he does go for bike rides Sunday mornings sometimes. He
Yeah.
hasn't gone in a while, though. He should go.
He should go. Wake him up and make him go.
Yeah, I'll go do it.
It's weird that you noticed a watch, though, too, where you're just like, that's not normal.
I was like, something about this is odd.
Was it a smartwatch or was it like a fancy watch?
Looked like a smartwatch,
I
not
wonder if
like
it
a.
wasn't really a watch and like a Fitbit instead.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Where
Maybe.
he was just, I got to get my steps. I got to make sure that all my steps are in
Yeah,
so that I don't jiggle
maybe.
no more.
Wiggle wiggle.
I don't know. Well, I've got a short one that's even shorter than yours.
Oh, bet.
And sick people that were staying at the hotel.
Oh no.
And I was in charge of making sure that everyone took their medicine so we could get them to leave the hotel. It was like they all got sick while they were there, but they were like, no, I don't need any medication. And then I had to be like, no, you do. And so I was going to medicine at everyone. And that was it. That was the whole dream.
That's funny. Was it pills?
Yeah. Pills and it was little packets of like liquid.
Oh, okay. So you weren't just splashing medicine at them.
No, I
That
wasn't just throwing it in their face. I was throwing the little packets of pills and stuff at them and being like, "Here, take this. Get out of my hotel."
that's funny. Like an angry newspaper delivery guy.
Yeah, yeah.
How
Uh,
strange.
yeah, I don't know. I've had a couple of dreams about sick people lately.
Mm. It's interesting that it was a hotel for the sick
Yeah,
and that they
it
didn't want to
wasn't.
take their medicine.
I mean, my guess is they were all on vacation and they were in denial about being sick.
Interesting. See, that'd be another interesting start to a show.
I
No,
don't know
no,
about
no.
that.
I'm not sick. Get out. Take this and get out, goddamn. Oh, what a weird dream.
It was. I always have weird dreams, though.
Yeah.
All right. What about your weird dreams? Let's hear another one.
Okay, I've got another one that I titled Wood Fort Competition. This was
This sounds.
Go ahead.
So before we even get started, this just reminds me of the other dreams you've had where you were in a competition that you didn't understand.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but the one where you had to stand in a circle, like
That's fucking dumb. But yeah.
that one, or the one where you had to throw fake poop at the other team.
Those were wild.
All right. Well, I want to hear this one. Let's go.
Okay, in this one, I think I was a teenager. I felt younger. And all the people in the competition with me were also teenager age, so I think I was a teenager. And I was part of the competition in this dream. So I wasn't watching it as a third person viewer. I was in it. So our goal was to build a fort, a wood fort, before another team could build their wood fort. And we had to attack them first. I don't know how we were going to attack or what the goal was, really, aside from just attacking them. I
Okay.
think I think we had weapons. Not sure. They weren't like kill, die weapons. It was like it was a reality show competition for
Okay.
teenagers.
Uh, I have one question already.
Okay.
Was there a specific fort layout, or was it just if it's if it functions as a fort, it counts?
There was no layout. So yes, it was the
Okay.
second. If it functioned, then
Okay.
it counts. And we definitely depended on a leader. So one team had one leader, our team had another leader. I was not the leader. I was definitely a secondary character in this.
Didn't
And
even have main character imagery in your own dream.
nope, I sure didn't. And then it went from my perspective in the dream went from being part of the competition in one team to watching the other team from a third person view. So I was watching the enemy team build their wood fort on the side of the riverbank. And they started with, I guess the team was given pieces of wood to start with to build their fort. So it was we were given the structures. We just had to structure them in our way. I guess like Legos, like Lincoln
Yeah.
Logs. That's how it was. It was like Lincoln
Okay.
Logs. And so they started building theirs, and it was very structurally sound. And their teamwork was very efficient. So they knew what they were doing. The leader knew what he was doing, telling them where to put what. And they started building up the giant gate door that would help keep us the enemy out. And
Yeah.
so they were doing good. I remember, I don't know why I remember them being on the side of a river, but yeah, they were doing pretty awesome. And they had a long way to go though still. And so then it went back. Our perspective in the dream went back to our team, and we were kind of flailing, and we didn't have a clear leader.
Makes sense.
So our team, by comparison, sucked. And also, we were out in an open field. And here's a weird detail I remember is being in brown grass in the savannah.
Okay.
It reminded me of that type of grass. And we're in the middle of that. And for some reason, there was a playground nearby. I don't know why I remember that either. But yeah, we're in the middle of an open field of savannah grass. Like, this is not an ideal spot I was just being very critical. I was like, I mean, the other team has built, they've got their backs to a river. We're not gonna, they already have like a natural wall, a natural obstacle for us.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I was like, this sucks.
They could literally come at us from any side.
Yep. And then I remember, so
Bombs.
the other team had apparently finished their building and finished building their fort. And now they were attacking us. And it was becoming nighttime. So it was nighttime, and then they started dropping bombs on us. Bombs. Bombs. They
And we
weren't
don't mean
like,
like truth bombs, right? We mean like bombs.
yeah, we mean like bomb
Okay.
bombs.
All right.
Like a little bit explodey bombs. Not like kill bombs, but like just a tiny bit explodey bombs.
How does exploding bombs not equal kill bombs?
I don't know. I
They're
just
just
remember
small explosions. It's fine.
they're the small ones, the minute kind.
Just to
Um,
dismember you, not to kill you.
yeah, that's and yeah, I remember us being bombed, and that's all I remember of that dream.
Oh no.
Yeah, so maybe we were hit.
That's what woke you up.
Yeah, maybe.
You got bombed.
Yeah, sometimes
Jeez.
dying in dreams wakes me up.
So I wonder. Here I am thinking about like the military tactics of this dream, but I wonder if it was a mortar thing or like how they got the bombs. Was it grenades? Was it? Did they find airplanes? I don't. What happened? What? Where did they get these bombs?
I don't think it was an airplane thing. I think it was more like a grenade kind of thing, where they had to launch them.
Okay. I
Yeah,
just
just
that's
a little grenade.
yeah, just a little pop.
Little pow pow.
It wasn't even bombs. It was those little poppets. that you just throw on the floor.
Yeah, I guess so. It was like that, only a little bit bigger. Maybe like softball size those. No, it doesn't, because it did ruin our shelter. Weirdly
So,
enough, that's not the only dream I'm going to talk about tonight with bombs. Bombs.
oh, okay.
I don't know
All
why
right.
I've been dreaming about bombs lately.
I don't know. Maybe you're afraid of bombs.
Maybe.
Okay. Let's see. I think I'll just I'll go in order of the way I've got them written down here. So this one I had no idea where this came from, but I was in a park and I had taken 6 footballs. I don't know why it was so ingrained in me that it was specifically 6. I took 6 footballs with me, and I was throwing them at targets. Like I just had targets set up, and I was trying to hit them with the footballs. And
Mm-hmm.
I started getting ready to leave, and I was carrying them, and I was carrying them in the most awkward way possible. I didn't have them in a bag or anything like that. I just had them in my arms, fully inflated and everything, just walking around with 6 footballs. And as I was leaving, I saw one of my friends, in the dream, they were friends. I don't know them in real life. I've never met them before, but they were there with their family. And so I stopped to talk to them for a bit, and they invited me over for a birthday party. And I was like, okay, cool. But, I find a place for these footballs while I'm here. That way I can come back and get them later when I leave. And she was like, okay, yeah, no worries. And then the mom offered me cake, and I declined at the time because I was like, all right, I need to go home, so I'm just going to go grab the footballs that I left in the closet. And so I go to the closet where I thought I left them, but they weren't there. And I was like, where are my footballs? Don't you remember I took them into the closet while we were talking before? And she was like, no, I don't remember that. And so after searching for it felt like 30 minutes, I found them. And I grabbed them all and I started to walk out, but then I started talking to her again. And then while we're talking, I noticed I don't have the footballs again. And I was like, where the fuck did they go? I was like, where did I put them? And then after a little while, I figured out where I put them, and we all started laughing about it. And I was just like, okay. And then that's when I woke up.
What a dodo.
Yeah,
Silly,
it
silly
was.
me. Of course I put them here.
Yeah, it just like, have you done that though in real life where you thought you had something, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, where did that thing go that I just had?
Yes.
Yeah,
It'd be hard to misplace 6 footballs.
I know. Especially while you're sitting there talking, and you're just like, oh yeah, and then wait, where did they go?
Like a fucking cartoon.
It felt like it.
When somebody knocks on the door and says, take your medicine and get out.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but it reminds me, I had a moment the other day where I was like, this might be too much information, I don't know, but I was sitting on the toilet, and usually when I'm on the toilet, I have my phone in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
and I did. I had my phone, and I was reading, and then I had this moment of, oh no, I think I left my phone on the counter in the kitchen, and then I was like, what is wrong with you? You're looking at your phone, you idiot.
Wait, you were awake?
Yeah, no, I was awake. This fully happened while I was literally sitting on the toilet, and
That's
I was
funny.
like, I think I left my phone in the dining room or kitchen. After a couple of minutes, I was like, oh my god, oh my god.
Your brain went numb for a second and forgot about that
Yeah,
part.
yeah, yeah,
Brains are weird.
yeah, for sure.
I read a whole Reddit thread once about someone who had lost their phone. It was a story about how they thought they lost their phone. And they went so far as to call their father, say the dad helps the person retrace their steps to try and think about where they could have put the phone.
And not
And
once do they go, are you calling me from your cell phone right now?
no, they did. It's obvious that they were both on smartphones, so it's coming. It's so funny that both of them were tricked into thinking it was gone. And then and
Yeah.
then at the very end, they said this is how they found it. they said, okay, I'm gonna try hanging up so that I can call it, and you listen. You listen for it. And then, so they hang up, and the dad calls the phone, to see who might pick up. And guess what?
Yeah. That's when you
They said,
realized.
that's when they realized when he picked up the phone and answered it.
Jeez.
He's like, Dad?
I think I might have a serious problem.
I think they both did.
It's like, have you seen that? It was a little prank that people were doing where they would take a picture of someone's phone and then text them and be like, "You left your phone here." But like,
Yep.
yeah. And then they would
And,
come back looking for it and they're like, "Think about how you received the text message." They're like, "Yeah, and you said you had my phone." It's like, "Yes, but where did you get the message?"
yeah, I've seen that happen to, or I watched a video of it where someone pranked their
Yeah.
dad. Again with the dads.
Yeah.
He had just walked out too. He walked out, he was on his way somewhere, and the kid sent a picture of the phone to the dad. And he comes barging in, he's like, "Where's my phone?" With his phone in his hand.
Yeah. So ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it has to have something to do with your brain blocking out information that it feels isn't important. And so it's just like, "Oh, you've always got your phone. That's not important." Right?
Yeah.
Like the thing that you're actually looking at, that's not the important part.
Mm-hmm. It's so interesting.
Yeah. All right. What's your next one?
All right. My next dream that I want to talk about is called Converting Catholic War.
Oh no.
Converting Catholic War. That's how I titled it. So I'm doing the 3-word titles thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this dream, I was in the desert for some reason. Well, it was like a desert town, almost like the Wild Wild West.
Okay.
Kind of seemed like that because I was walking through the street, and that's the vibe I got from the buildings and the dirt and stuff. It was just a Wild West kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And I was passing by this one church. It was made of, hang on, let me think about this. The building, it was made of, not stone, it'd be like
Okay.
clay.
Maybe it was Adobe.
I walked up to it and I was like, I wonder how it looks inside. So I went inside and I remember there being a small corridor that was leading to, the bigger open area of the church. And so I was going through the small hallway, and then it opened up and I saw a bunch of people inside, including the what's it called, who runs
Priest?
Catholic. Yeah, I was gonna guess pastor, but no, that's different.
Priest.
So yeah, the priest in there, and a bunch of people, facing him. They had their backs to me. They're all sitting down, looked normal. And I didn't go that way. I continued down the corridor, which after the big open area, it led to a same type of corridor looking thing. And I remember there being windows on the church, but it wasn't glassed in. It was just open to the elements outside, but they were shaped like maybe flowers or or crosses.
Okay.
And I remember dust blowing through them, which was a weird thing to remember. But also I remember the whole building shaking, and I remember thinking, "Oh damn, there goes another bomb. A freaking bomb, Dustin. Like what's happening in my dreams? This town was being bombed that I'm in. The wood fort was being bombed that I was in." That's not where the dream ended, though. So I continued. I guess this church was pretty huge. And I got to another open area where they were kind of having a sale. And there were nuns
Okay.
there. And they were selling things for a fundraiser or whatever for Christmas. So they were Christmas themed things for sale. And I remember there being Christmas cookie tins. And I was just perusing through the things for sale at the various different table stands and stuff, kind of like a flea market.
Yeah.
And I really I wanted this one cookie tin, and I ended up buying it. So I bought it with a nun. I went to her and bought it from a nun, and then I was walking out. I was making my way out of the church, down the big steps that I had walked in on, and I opened up the tin, and it said something like, "You need to find Jesus." It was something like a command, something like that. But you need Jesus, like that. And
No, okay.
I was like, oh damn, should I convert? Is this a sign?
You know what's funny?
And
It
I
might be. That was
definitely. Well, go ahead.
that was actually my thought. Maybe Jesus is like, hey, like I'm gonna reach her in her dreams real quick.
Maybe, fuck. But yeah, and in my dream, I definitely seriously considered converting to Catholicism. I was like, damn, maybe I should go right back in.
You know, I mean, I know you're not really a religious person. I don't think I've ever. I guess I always assumed you were agnostic.
Oh, interesting. I am.
That's weird. I don't think I ever thought about it, but I was just like, yeah, I figure she probably doesn't really know what to believe, and she's just like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am.
But the church sounded really cool, though. Like a place
Yeah,
I'd like to go visit.
yeah, it was beautiful. Beautiful.
You want to know the weirdest part, though?
Hmm.
While you were describing it, a different scene played out in my head. So when you were talking about seeing the priest with all the parishioners and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
in my head, for some reason, it became a whole vampire thing. As you walk past, they all like turned their head to look at you, went, with the hissing with the vampire
Oh yeah,
thing. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that would be crazy.
that'd be creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nothing like that in this dream anyway.
No, just getting bombed for no reason.
Yeah, the bombing like a background type of ordeal. It wasn't anything I was
It's a
concerned about for
background
some
thing.
reason. Yeah, nothing I was
The
concerned
meat of
about.
the dream was that Jesus was trying to tell you to become a Catholic.
Pretty much through a cookie tin
Yeah.
that the nuns obviously planted. Okay.
There's no cookies for you. Only Jesus.
Yeah.
So you know what? I think I want to tell the dream that I texted you because I wasn't gonna say it because it's really short.
All right, go
Um,
ahead.
but yeah. So I'd had this dream that I was supposed to go on a like a blind date, and like the blind date was going really well, but I don't know what happened specifically. I wound up peeing on myself in front of my blind date, like, and just my pants were just soaked,
Oh
and
no!
so I couldn't just be like, the sink or whatever. It was full
It
on,
happened in
like,
front of her.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and it was so embarrassing. And then like I remember like taking the pants off and like just basically going home and being like, yeah, well, I'm never doing that again. Thanks.
Damn.
That was really the whole dream. I was just like, well, no, mm-mm. And that's what I get for trying to date, I suppose.
Did you wake up and have to pee?
No, I didn't. I didn't feel the urge, but when I did wake up, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go pee just in case.
That's funny.
I don't want to run the risk.
Yeah. I've had dreams where I go pee and then I wake up and I really do have to go pee.
Oh, I've had those a lot too.
Man,
Yeah, after that dream, I was so embarrassed. I was just like, ugh, how could you?
how could you, me?
Right. Like, dream me is being really horrible right now. Oh, I have two other dreams that I wrote down. Well, they're both pretty short, but what else do you have?
I was thinking about telling the one that I texted you about. I was just gonna leave out some things
Okay.
because I think I
You're gonna
already
leave
told
out.
about the parking
Yeah.
lot robbery.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna leave out specific names and things like that?
Yeah.
Identities. Changing identities.
Some people, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so in this dream, everybody who goes to our game night was in it, and plus some people who were apparently our friends. They're also, and this is a weird detail that I remember. They were Korean. They were, we happen to be good friends with those guys too. So there were Korean people there. Game night people were there. We're all hanging out in the living room. I remember the sofas being white. That's a weird detail. But yeah, we were hanging out in the living room. There was a big TV It was big screened, but also it was a box TV.
Okay.
It was a big box TV.
Yeah, like the big CRT TVs.
Yeah, well, I don't know what that
Yeah.
is, but yeah, whatever. That sounds like it. It
All
was
right.
in the corner of this living room that we were all hanging out in. I don't remember this living room from real life. And we're like, we should watch a movie. So we let Brandon choose a movie.
Oh God, that's your first. That's your first mistake.
Uh-huh. So we put the movie on. It was it was supposed to be a terrifying, scary, gore movie.
Mm-hmm.
Not terrifying, terrible. As in Brandon loves it because it's terrible.
Yeah,
That's why we were watching.
like
And
he likes blood and honey. Yeah.
uh-huh. And there were two old dudes in the film. And one of them looked like I just remembered who it was, but now I forgot his name. No, I don't know his name. He's the guy from Saw, the old guy from
Okay.
Saw. That's what he looked like.
Okay.
And he was shelling out his services. And the other old guy had paid for that guy's service. So
Okay.
his, it was so gross. His service was to lay down naked in his own poo poo, his own shit. He'd get covered in it. And the other guy would lay down next to him. I don't know if he'd be naked or not, but the the guy who was giving this service, he would roll over the other guy. He'd like roll all over him like a car wash almost. And they called it,
Oh.
I know, right? And they called it the alligator death roll. And so this was happening on screen, and as it was, I started covering my eyes in the dream. I was like, I can't watch this, and nobody else could stomach the movie either. So we're all like, this is fucking gross, Brandon. It's yucky. We can't watch this. We need to change it. Change the fucking movie. And for some reason, it also involved one of them cutting themselves open and intestines falling out. So that
Oh.
was weird. That's what made it. That's what did it for me because I was like, this is fucking disgusting. And I happened
The
to be
poop
eating
wasn't bad
also.
enough.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. It had to be intestines too. And I was eating a plate. I happened to be eating a plate in my dream of chopped up bacon.
Why?
I don't know, it was little pieces of bacon, almost like bacon bits, but not that quite that small.
All right. I guess.
I think this is because Nessa cooked it several times over the camping trip. He just chopped up his
Oh.
bacon into little pieces and tossed it in with sausage and eggs and stuff. Anyways, so I was looking at the plate and I was about to take a bite and I was like, nope, can't do it. And then I put the spoon down and then pushed it away and I was like, I can't fucking eat this. I lost my appetite. Meanwhile, Brandon was laughing his ass off. He's like, really, guys? This is fucking hilarious, very Brandon thing. And we're all like,
Yeah.
no, it's not. This is fucking gross. So yeah, and then one of our game night crew said that they thought it was hilarious too, and that was it.
Jeez. So awful.
Yeah, he watches awful movies in my dreams too.
Well, that makes sense. I mean,
Oh, the rest of that dream involved us driving off. I don't know where we were going. But we were going with a Korean friend somewhere, and it was nighttime, and I don't know where we were going. But yeah, it involved us driving away. I guess back home.
hmm.
Who
Yeah, I
knows?
mean, you said you didn't recognize the living room, so obviously we weren't at your house, which is
Yep.
weird,
Yeah.
but not the weirdest part of that dream.
No,
Yeah. Oh, dear Lord, Brandon.
he needs help.
Yeah, for sure. Even the dream version of him needs help. All right, well, I think we've been going long enough that we can move on to recommendations.
Recommendations.
So, do you have anything in mind?
Recommendations. Okay, I do.
All right.
You go first.
Well, all right then. As Christmas is approaching, I think it's only fitting to recommend a Christmas movie. And personally, I really enjoy Christmas movies. Like, I
Really?
don't, yeah, I really do. Really, really like Christmas movies. And specifically, I really like a movie called Scrooged. If you haven't seen this movie, it's a comedy, which is loosely based on A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens.
Mm-hmm.
The movie follows Bill Murray, his character, who is a television producer that is just an awful human being. I think it was a '90s movie. It might have been late '80s, but I'm pretty sure it was like early '90s. Bobcat Goldthwait is in it, which I don't know if anyone listening to this podcast would know who that is, but he was really popular in the '80s. So
Okay.
anyway, if you're a if you're a fan of the Christmas Carol style films, then check it out.
Who plays the main character?
Bill Murray. I said that earlier.
Did you?
Yet you just
I
were
didn't.
not paying attention.
I didn't catch it. I don't
Yeah, I
think you
said
said it.
it follows Bill Murray's character, who is a television producer, who is just an
No.
awful human being.
No. No. No.
That is my exact words, verbatim.
No.
Verbatim.
Okay.
Veritas.
I guess I'll do a Christmas movie as well.
Oh, I thought
Let's
you
see.
already had something in mind.
I did, but then I changed my mind.
All right, copycat.
It was a good idea. Okay, so this one I'm going to recommend is called Klaus, and it's on Netflix. Have you
Oh,
seen it?
yeah. I believe I have. If it's the same one I'm thinking of.
So this one is an animated movie, and I like the animation. It's interesting. I don't know how to describe it or what to compare it to really, but yeah, the animation is interesting. But yeah, this Christmas movie it's about a postman who is sent to a faraway post to be, the postman for a faraway little town because he had grown up, with a silver spoon, the post office business, or at least he has a
Office.
high position in
Yeah.
it. And so he's like, my kid needs to learn, the ways of the world. This guy is spoiled, so I'm gonna send him far, far away to, learn the ways. It was either that or he was trying to get rid of him. Anyway, so the postman befriends a toy maker. It's it's such a heartwarming film. I loved it. And a very unique twist on the idea of Santa Claus. So, a unique
Yeah.
twist on, like the origin story for him. So, I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
So, if you're into heartwarming Christmas films, animated films, I wonder who is in the
And you said it was on Netflix, correct? All right, then.
Norm Macdonald,
Yeah, so it's
J.K.
a little bit
Simmons.
older. A little
Mm-hmm.
bit older of a flick than if it's Norm, because Norm's been gone for a few years now.
Yeah. Joan Cusack, Rashida Jones. Let's see.
Wow. It's a lot of good actors so far.
Yeah, those are the only actors I recognize. Will
I bet
Sasso,
I would recognize more.
probably.
But yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know that I like Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm. I did not.
I assume you've seen Elf, right?
I have seen Elf in his Christmas spaghetti.
I honestly did not think I was going to like Elf before I watched it.
Really? Wait, are you a Will Ferrell fan?
Yes and no. I like Will Ferrell when he's not Will Ferrell. You know what I mean?
Kinda.
But so Klaus is your recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it's an animated film on Netflix. All right. Well
Yeah, so
then,
check it out.
I
Think we did.
think we did it.
We did it. Yay!
Did we do it? I think we did it.
But hit us with the
Pretty sure we
outro,
did it.
Dustin. Hit us with the outro.
Dun,
Do it.
dun, dun.
Thank you, Little Dreamers, for listening.
Little Dreamers is our $5 Patreon subscription tier.
Listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts until 2024.
Thanks for that, Google.
Sirius, Pandora, and YouTube, with YouTube Music and Apple Podcasts coming soon.
You can find us on our socials at TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere else that you think of social media.
Also, email us your dreams at whatmdreams@gmail.com so that we can hear from some of
what you have dreamt about. And, we might judge you harshly. I don't know. We'll see.
We will. But also it'll be fun, so it's cool. Thank you again for listening. Bye.
Bye. Forever.
No, never.
Done.
Oh, wow. That was a long one.
It was.